This is a small walk-in, and I'm going to show you what not to do so that you can maximize the amount of space. This is a really decent sized closet. It's 5 by 5. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you can fit miles of clothes in here if you do it right. So let's get to it. First up, it's only 5 feet wide. So the big mistake right away is not considering, let's flip you around. And we've got hanging running on this side, hanging running on that side. And the reason that's a problem is because the width of this closet is only about 5 feet, which means if you take a look over here, you see this rod is right at the end and then the wall is here. So any hanger here is going to hang well beyond the door. When you're standing here, there's clothes right here, trust me. Squeezing you in, you can't see what you have. So an easy solution for this would be to do the hanging on the back wall. And so if you had a double rod there, that's 10 feet of hanging. That's what is in the closet now on that back wall. And now that would extend out about 24 inches because that's how far hanging clothes hang out. Then I'm left with 3 feet on this side, 3 feet on this side. It's only about 15 inches deep. But that's plenty of room for folded clothes, for drawers, for hampers, for shoes, for purses, all the way up. Or I could do a section with long hanging. So the first thing is to consider your measurements. Here it is all filled up with the remnants of what we didn't take while we're renovating. So we've got a long hanging section, double hanging, that's 30 inches, so that's 5 feet right there. We've got another 5 feet of double hanging here and another extra 2 feet or so. Shelves up above, shelves and drawers. Now this closet is 4 by 7, so it's not a large walk-in, but that's a tremendous amount of stuff. Plus we've got that top shelf all the way around for storage. If these return walls here don't allow you to have hanging clothes sit behind them, do shelves there, do the hanging at the back. The hanging clothes are going to be the bulkiest part of what you put in there because they're 24 inches deep once you figure the depth of them and the clothes that are hanging on it and how they swing around. Sticking them at the back, especially if you have a long and narrow closet, will bring the wall back out a little bit and it'll give you breathing room within the space. Another huge mistake I see with walk-in closets is the door is to one side or the other. And that's a big no-no because then we've lost all of that door swing to land on one side or the other and we can't do anything behind it except maybe some belts or some hooks, that kind of thing. So you want to center your door as best you can. If it's 5 feet and you want to give hanging on one side, you can move the door and have a foot over here, a 2-foot door and 2 feet for hanging. That would work well. It would give you the hanging space behind a return wall. When you're designing closets, you always want to double hang. So anything under 42 inches, you want to double up the rods, maximize the space. For your clothes, you want to think about double hanging length, which is about 40 inches or so, unless you're playing basketball, then you want to adjust accordingly. You have medium length, a lot of women do at least, or if you hang your pants by a cuff, that's about 45 inches. And then if you have maxis or you wear robes or that kind of thing, you want that to be about 60 inches or so. Again, depending on how tall you are. So you want to allow for those 3 different lengths, depending on what you got. Then you want to count your shoes. Because nobody believes how many shoes they have. I mean, some people have 15 pairs of sneakers. I had a client once who had 300. It was fabulous. If I'm designing for a boy versus a girl, I'm going to design the closet differently because they have different needs generally. You also want to think about what else you're putting in there. So if there's something odd shaped, something you want to accommodate, a gun safe, outlets for a charging station. Whatever you might want to have included in there, plan for it, because a walk-in closet, when it's designed well, will change your life. We want to use every wall. So if you are lucky enough to have decent return walls, we want to have hooks here, we want to have hanging, we want to have shelves. When you're designing a walk-in closet, the most important and simplest mistake that I see so often is to do hanging into hanging. If I have a shirt on a hanger here and I try and put a shirt on a hanger here, I have all this space in the corner that's dead. Whenever you get to a corner, one side's got to be hanging, the other side that meets it has got to be shelves that are less deep. So if I have hanging all along here and I had 14-inch deep shelves, I can still reach back here and get to those shelves. When you do it with hanging into hanging, you can't get anywhere, and all of that space back there is just spider hotels. So if I wanted to do hanging on this back wall, a double hanging rod, maybe on either side, long hanging with shelves up above, I would do shelves beside it here, or drawers beside it here. Because these are going to be really deep, I want to be able to get into that corner. These are not going to be as deep. Make sure that you use every inch of the vertical. You go all the way up. You want to get up to 84 inches. Even if you're short, get a step ladder, because you want to maximize that space. As a fairly average height person, I don't like the bulky stuff up here, because then when I get in the closet, I can't see what's up there. So I prefer to put my pants, my skirts, my shorter, less deep items above my head, because then when I go in the closet, it gives me more visual space, it gives me more physical space at eye level, so it makes the closets feel bigger. It's opposite of the way we dress, but it's much easier to identify all of your blouses or shirts by their collar and to be able to see what skirts and pants are like this. If I try and identify shirts here, something's going to get smashed up and lost. So I like that better. Bare minimum ideal measurements for a walk-in closet are 6 feet wide. That's going to give me 2 feet over here and 2 feet over here and 2 feet for a door, so that I can hang on both sides if I want to. Now, if it's smaller, like this one is only 5 feet wide, there are other options. So you want to plan well. If you have the option, 6 feet is nice, because that'll give you 2 feet in here to stand in between. 3 feet's nicer. 4 feet is a Superman closet. I can turn around, I can dress, I can have 2 banks of drawers back there on the wall. When you plan your closets well, your day starts better, it ends better. You can find your stuff. You're not rushing around looking for stuff. You don't winter, summer stuff. Everything's all in one place. So give yourself a smaller bedroom and a bigger closet. You'll thank me. Thanks so much for watching.
Just get